Marxist-Leninist aesthetic. Like, that's the type of attitude that those people have. I don't want to shit on them too much.
You know what? You know what, Hassan? I'm sick of your fucking shit. Hassan. Hey, Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker. I've been in this shit for over a decade. Every single trend of leftism, socialism, or communism, I've passed through the stage. Whether you're talking about anarchism, left communism, Bordiga, all of that, every single... Hassan, I literally know more than anyone you know. Not just I know more than you, I know more than anyone you know about this shit. Anyone you know about this shit. And I'm telling you, Grimes is, what she said, way more intelligent than any of the people you watch, BreadTube. And another thing, Marxism-Leninism is literally the pinnacle, not only of Marxism, but of human thinking. And Hassan, I know you're a fucking arrogant bitch, so you need some intellectual like Boris Groys to tell you this, but Marxism-Leninism is literally the pinnacle of human thinking. Like, human thinking has not fucking gotten to a level higher than Marxism-Leninism. And please test me on that. Please test me on that. It literally has not. And you're treating it as some newbie. Oh, you're a newbie. Oh, you're a tanky. You just haven't been. Hassan, I've been here for 10 years. I've been through it all. I've seen all the criticisms, everything. I've literally been through it all, Hassan. Through everything. Through every fucking trend you can think of, I've been through. I've literally been through it all. I've been through it all. I became interested in communism when I was 13, 14 years old. And that was before anything. That was before Occupy Wall Street. It was before Bernie Sanders. It was before anybody gave a shit about any of that, is when I became interested. And I went through every single stage and phase. I've went through everything. I went through every single one. There was a time I loved Noam Chomsky. I was a Chomsky libertarian socialist for a few months when I was young. Because guess what, Hassan? Literally, Hassan, the phase that you're in, the stage that you're in, Hassan, I was there when I was 14 years old. And I was there for like 5 months. 4 or 5 months. And every time I see you talk, Hassan, I think of myself 10 years ago when I was 14. I'm not even lying about that. And I'm not even kidding about that. I'm not even kidding about that. I'm not even kidding about that. I've literally been through it all. I've been through it all. I've been through it all. As a matter of fact, there's very few leftists you're going to find who have been interested in this shit as long as I have. No cap. No cap. You're going to find them. Yes, you will find them. You will find them. No doubt about that. But in terms of influencers, they're few and far between. I know Jason's one of them. Jason Unruhe, he's one of them. He's one of the OGs. Caleb Maupin's one of them, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think. I don't know. I'm not too sure how long he's been into, like... You know, he actually, yeah, Caleb was. But... especially if you're in your 20s, like me. Like, I'm in my 20s. There's nobody I know who's like me. There's no one, and let me tell you something, 100% facts, right? There's no one in BreadTube who's been in this as long as me. I'll tell you that for a fact. No one in BreadTube has been in this as long as I have. No one. No one in BreadTube. And for as long as I've been in this, you go full circle. This is what happens, guys. This is literally what happens, right? First, you start out as it's not like that anymore. Now, no one starts out as a tanky. Everyone starts out as a fucking BreadTube retard now. But before, it was like this. You start out as a tanky. I love the Soviet anthem. I love the aesthetics. Then you become critical, right? Some kind of, you splinter off. You become interested in anarchism, which which is like the end of your thinking. Like when you become an anarchist, you stop thinking, or a libertarian socialist, Chomsky type of follower, that's like the end of the road. There's no way your thought will ever advance more. So that'll be the end of your journey. Or you could get into Trotskyism. And Trotskyism will take you places because of, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of organizations that are Trotskyist, and there's a lot of Trotsky-affiliated type of people. So there's a Trotsky path as well. Usually you'll go down maybe a Trotsky path, right? Jacobin Magazine and all those people are like ex-Trotskyists. So that's a path, you know? You go down the Trotsky path, and maybe you're disillusioned by the Trotsky path, so you're going to fork over. And anarchists might fork over too to left communism, right? You're going to become a left communist. You're going to be into... And the limit of left communism is going to be Lukács, maybe Lukács, right? Well, I mean, actually, yeah, Lukács. They tend to like that guy, Lukács. And people like Guy Debord, the Society of the Spectacle. And it's basically this, it's like hipsterism, right? That's where you're going to end. It's just pure hipsterism, right? You're going to end there. And then you might go down another path, forking over from the Trotsky or left communism, where you're more into Zizek, right? You're more into Zizek, and then that's going to get you down. You're going to be a Hegel Marxist. You're going to be an intellectual. So that's the intellectual path. You're going to be above the Marxist because you're going to the roots, Hegel, right? You're a Hegelian. It's going to put you, you know, that's a path. Definitely a path you can go down. And then related to this is a capital lover, right? Postone, those type of value form theorists. Platypus society, those platypus people. These are all related. Or you'll eventually reach, from the left communism path, endnotes, post-left, all those type of people, right? Endnotes and post-left. Now, if you get lucky, right? But if you get lucky, you will find yourself, and I think this is usually people who fork off from Zizek and related intellectuals. Zizek and co. I mean, people who's around Zizek, like Frederick Jameson and Althusser. Althusserians might do this. You might read about a guy named Nick Land, right? And you'll go down the accelerationist path. And accelerationism is going to connect you to everything. Now you're going to be connected to Alain Badiou. Now you're going to be connected to Deleuze. Now you're going to be connected to Lacan. Now you're going to be connected to Georges Bataille. Now you're going to be connected to Heidegger, to the very roots, Heidegger, and so many other people, right? So that's going to take you, that's going to really bring you to your enlightenment, right? Okay? But if you're really smart, if you're really, really fucking smart, and I'm talking genius, really brilliant, right? You're really lucky and you're really smart. From there, guess where it's gonna take you? From this kind of a broad brush postmodernism, right? Guys, by the way, not every, just because they're the same time period doesn't mean they're the same. Postmodernism is very diverse. I'm talking about a specific one, right? If you're super smart, guess where that's going to lead you? Literally, as a logical conclusion. Not of accelerationism specifically, but of all of the schools of thought that it's going to introduce you to. If you're committed to Marxism. Of course, libidinal economy. There's also Baudrillard. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's a bunch of others, right? It's just a bunch of people it's going to introduce you to. You want to know where it's going to lead you? As a logical conclusion, right back to where you fucking came from. Marxism-Leninism. You're going to be a fucking tanky again. Literally, it's a full circle fucking journey. It's literally a full fucking circle journey. It's literally a fucking full circle journey. And you want me to tell you why, Hassan, it's a fucking full circle journey? Because no matter where you go in terms of the heights of thought, Marxism-Leninism is something that has proven its impression upon reality. It has actually changed the world. It has literally altered, irreversibly altered, and changed history and our reality as we know it. And you can arrogantly place yourself and elevate yourself above Marxism-Leninism because it's so simplistic, because it's so crude and vulgar. But you can't escape reality. No matter how hard you try, you cannot escape reality. You can't. You can't. And literally through theory itself, I'm not even saying you're going to get bored of theory and just lazily become a Marxist-Leninist. I'm going to say the very theory itself, when taken to its conclusion, leads you back to where you came from. Marxism-Leninism. You will literally see the wisdom of dialectical materialism. You want to know who's a good gateway to this that I've seen? The Soviet philosopher Evald Ilyenkov. If you're in an accelerationist camp, you're going to be interested in people like Evald Ilyenkov. Evald Ilyenkov, the Soviet philosopher. And then you're also going to be interested in people like Boris Groys, right? And all those people are going to lead you back to where you, full circle. When people get into Nick Land, they go dark enlightenment. Doomer music. You want to know the truth about that? A lot of people think that. It's not true. It's literally not true. 99% of Nick Land's followers are Marxists or Marxist adjacent people. Literally, Nick Land, this is the scandal and the embarrassment of Nick Land. No one talks about this. Nick Land does not have a following among the people he wants to. All of those neo-reaction moldbug followers find Nick Land completely incomprehensible. They literally do not understand. And Nick Land used to have a blog, Outsideness, and all his comments were literally just bread and butter, like right-wing, schizophrenic, like anti-Semitic people that evinced no deeper engagement with Land's thinking, no critical reflection. All they would literally type is, the Jews are behind this. it's like Land would type like a brilliant blog post, so much thought, so much brain power is going into this. And you'll read the fucking comments, and it'll literally just be random right-wing boomers being like, those damn Jews. The people who actually follow him and understand him are still Marxists. He doesn't have a following among who he wants to have a following among. This is the truth of Nick Land. No one talks about this. No one even fucking mentions this. He has no people. All of Nick Land's people are people ideologically opposed to him. Other than that, he has no one. He literally has no one who actually understands him and follows him. No one. It seems like he does. You'd think he does if you go on his Twitter, but none of those people understand him or care about anything he has to say. They just follow him because he has boomer tweets. And you can actually see how this has impacted Land himself. Land realized that the only tweets that get likes are simplistic right-wing boomer posting, so he's just starting to do that. That's just what he started to do, just right-wing boomer posting. And it's literally because of a fucking traditional social media attention economy feedback loop. Like, oh, this gets me more engagement. Let me go down. It's like literally fucking AI, you know? It's literally like a fucking algorithm. But, you know, I don't blame Land for trying to avoid the left. And I have a lot of criticisms of shit and whatever of him. But it's not personal, you know? It's really not personal. It's not fucking personal, dude. People who take it personally are fucking mentally deranged, to me. People who are personally, like, feel offended by Nick Land, I don't know how to see your perspective. I just don't. And trust me, I know all of the nasty things he said. And if it's any consolation, I'm ethnically an Arab. I'm a Muslim, right? Nick Land says like the worst things about, You know, and I still don't take it personally, right? So, you know, I just don't understand. Yeah, only white leftoids by Zua are super butthurt. You know, I personally think he's foolish a lot of times, and I think he's silly, but I'm not personally offended by him. You know, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a super interesting guy, super brilliant guy, and that's why 99% of the people who are interested in him are Marxists. Uh, there is no Landian fucking dark enlightenment crowd. They don't exist. They don't exist. You'd think they do, they really don't. Our ACK, right-wing accelerationism, is not sustainable. It died off as a trend. No, I mean, it's... Who would want to fucking stay in that trend, right? Nick Land is handsome. He was. He was, I guess. Okay, guys, let's continue this video.
A lot of them are in here right now.
Land himself even thinks that the only acceleration is when it's... Dude, UAC is dead, though. It's a dead trend. All those trends are dead. It's completely dead. But yeah, UAC is the most philosophically... UAC itself is clearly divided. It was always divided between left and right. But no, you're actually wrong, because in an interview, Nick Land said, very intelligently, by the way, that being in the middle is not possible. There is definitely an objective reality to the right wing and the left wing orientations. And Land says, inevitably, he is in the right wing orientation. He said that in an interview. I forget which one. And he's very conscious of, self aware about that. The other based person that is a bit controversial is Dugan. I don't see how you could be offended by Dugan at all. He's not racist. He's not racist. I don't see what's so offensive about Dugan. Unless you're like a Ukrainian neo-Nazi. What is so offensive about him? Like, what does he say that's so outrageous and so, you know, offensive and evil? You know? I'm pretty sure Dugan is also secretly... He's against the LGBT movement. But if you read between the lines, it's pretty obvious that in Dugan's future ideal society, it's not going to be completely straight and heterosexual, you know? Are you objectively left or right? I am objectively speaking, I am inevitably a leftist, but I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm the same type of leftist as American leftists, but inevitably, yeah, I will be classified and categorized as the left wing. But I don't try to be left wing. I don't see being left wing as an ends in and of itself. I just am left wing inevitably, if that makes sense. Like, I am just inevitably left wing. It's part of like what I am, you know? So yeah, that's what I mean. I'm left wing. I don't try to be a leftist. I don't go out of my way to be a leftist. Reza who? Is Reza worth reading? Of course he is. Yeah, he is. He's very much worth reading. I would not be where I am without reading Reza. But that doesn't mean I agree with him. I don't agree with him. But he changed how I think. He changed how I think and how I think about things. And how I frame my... He changed how I framed everything. But I don't think I agree with him about anything, you know? But he is one of the most brilliant people, one of the most brilliant thinkers alive, definitely. Do you think the Frankfurt School has any merit? I couldn't in good faith tell you. You know, a lot of these thinkers, guys, are just about testing your, like, it's just enough to, like, be able to understand this, and it's rewarding in and of itself. So being able to understand Adorno is rewarding, right? It's proof that you're able to think on a certain level. It's proof you're able to think, like, at a certain sphere of thought. You understand the dialectic. You understand Hegel. You understand Kant. It makes sense to you. But honestly speaking, no. I think the Frankfurt School is 100% wrong. 100% wrong. And they were reactionaries. They were reactionaries for their time. They were reactionaries. And who are they reactionaries against? Heidegger. Yeah. Heidegger literally changed thought. Heidegger changed what it means to be an intellectual and what it means to be a thinker. Heidegger did. There was a Heideggerian revolution in the 20th century that changed everything. It changed everything. And you can literally define thinkers in the 20th century based on where they stand in relation to this revolution. For example, Lukács is a reactionary against Heidegger. Guy Debord, Society of the Spectacle, the Situationists, one big cope and one big reaction against the Heideggerian revolution. Deleuze was an elaboration. Badiou, an elaboration. Lacan, an elaboration. Baudrillard, an elaboration. Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Libidinal economy. Lyotard, an elaboration. Lyotard, I'm pronouncing that right. An elaboration. Or some kind of engagement. Some kind of elaboration of this original brilliance from Heidegger. Derrida, yes, Derrida too. As much as I'm critical toward Derrida, Derrida was not a reactionary in regards to this revolution. He tried to elaborate it in his own way. Derrida, yeah. Lyotard followers are called Lyotards, yeah, I guess. Speaking of Heidegger, thoughts on object-oriented ontology, Graham Harman. I like them. I like OOO, and I like Graham Harman, but I'm obviously very critical towards them. But I'm not listen, I consider speculative realism and OOO to be an achievement. I don't want to be a reactionary against this. I want to take it further.
Dunkachino donated $1.99 through Super Chat. You ever see Dugin debate Bernard-Henri Levi?
Thank you so much, Dunkachino, for the 2. Appreciate it so much, man. You ever see No, I never saw it, but it'd be cool. But anyway, guys, as I was saying, Graham Harman is someone who, unfortunately, I have not read as much as I would want to, but I've read enough I know enough about him and what he's about. Let me just be straight with you guys. As far as where I left off, I agree with Zizek's critique of OOO and Graham Harman. I just agree with Zizek's critique. That's my stance. It's Zizek's stance, basically. But I still think there's merit, especially when it comes to the development of your aesthetic. There's a great merit to OOO and Harman. And I think it's a lot of fun, and I love reading about it, and I love engaging with it, and I love all of the art that was influenced by it and which the OOO people claim. So, yes, Harman has bad politics. Definitely, he has horrible politics. But he's still a very interesting thinker to me. Again, guys, I don't take sides when it comes to this beef, right? The neo-rationalists fucking hate the OOO people, right? And they also hate Heidegger too. I'm non-dogmatic. I don't take factions. I don't take sides. The only side I'm on is I'm a Marxist-Leninist. You understand? That's what matters. I'm a Marxist-Leninist. All of this is just play to me, right? At the end of the day, this is not where reality actually is to me. You can debate about all this shit you want, but are you really smarter than Deng Xiaoping? Is it really going to be smarter than Xi Jinping thought? Really, think about it. You can have all of these debates and create all of these factions, completely meaningless and pointless. Is it more than Xi Jinping though? Xi Jinping thought. It's not. It's less. Xi Jinping thought is still a mountain, and these are tiny molehills. You know, that's the truth. They can try to approximate that, but at the end of the day, no matter how brilliant you try to become through the use of thought individually, it will never be more brilliant than reality itself. But it's not a rival to Marxism-Leninism. Let me be very precise about this fact. These thinkers I'm mentioning and all the stuff, it's not against Marxism-Leninism. I'm just saying there's no need to become dogmatic or factionalistic when it comes to thinkers. And I want nothing to do with the factionalism, right? There's some people who hate Harman, and I don't hate him. I like him. I think he's interesting. The only people I really don't like, to be honest with you, actually, yes, there is a specific intellectual type I don't like. It's the fucking post-stone people, it's the endnotes people, and it's all of these pre-Heideggerian retards that I do fucking hate. I do hate them. I do hate them. I hate post-stone fake Marxists. I hate dogmatic Lukácsian Marxists, and I hate dogmatic Althusserians. Althusserian Marxists, I hate them. And I also hate people who are obsessed with Foucault. To me, there are trends of thought and there are thinkers that just limit your ability to think, and they limit your horizons. What I'm interested in is preventing any horizons from being limited. And those people I just described are elaborate labyrinths that limit the scope and the horizon of your ability to engage with these very interesting people. It's a shame people don't watch your collective series. That's okay, dude. It's okay. We're all fucking around. We gotta get back to this Hassan video, though, because like in 30 minutes, we're gonna be debating that fucking idiot.